Hey, I'm Luke Williams, and today I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks to getting your case cut out for your handgun. So there's two things to think about whenever you're getting a case for a handgun, and the first is this going to be your case for that handgun forever? For me, it is, so I never have to worry about altering it once I cut it out. The second thing to think about is size. You want to get a case that is small enough to hold whatever it is you need to hold, because any larger and it's going to take up more space if you do end up traveling with it and it has to fit inside of a suitcase. Once you have your case, we're going to go ahead and start cutting the foam so we can fit your handgun into your case. First, I'm going to show you the foam that comes in most of these cases now, which is the pick and pluck. Now, this is not my favorite type of foam, but it is very usable. It just doesn't look as good in my opinion, and also there can be some problems with it. So the biggest tip I have for this is use toothpicks. Go ahead and lay your gun and any accessories you want in your case out in your case, and use toothpicks to go around those items. Once you have the toothpick set up, take your items out, and then you can go ahead and start plucking out those little square foam pieces. If you have a problem pulling them out where it's tearing everything, you can use a knife here. And if you accidentally pull out an extra square that doesn't need to be pulled, you can actually glue this back in using any type of all-purpose glue. All right, once we have all the shapes cut out in our foam, we're gonna go ahead and pull it out and then paint it in Plasti Dip. This is gonna help keep it together. All right, now we're gonna look at the second foam option, which is a solid sheet of foam. Now, if yours did come with pick and pluck, then you can go ahead and order a sheet of this online. Lots of retailers carry it, and this is one of my favorite methods, but for this, you are gonna need a sharp knife, and I like to use some chalk. Now, the first thing you're gonna do is take one of your pieces of foam that came in your case and put it over top of your new foam so that you can cut the right size for it to fit in. On this, I'm gonna mark all my outsides with chalk, and then I'm gonna try to cut right on the chalk line because I want this to fit down as tight as it can go. Once you have it cut to the right size, you can go ahead and place it inside of your case and then lay your weapons and your accessories out on top of it. Now again, for this, I'm gonna use chalk and I'm gonna go around all the outside of my accessories or my weapon. You wanna make sure that you have a good clean line on your foam. And the good news about using chalk is you can actually wash it off afterwards. It'll come off of your weapons, your accessories, or your foam. So it's great for making marks doing this kind of work. Once you have everything traced out with your chalk, you're gonna go ahead and make your cuts. Now, I'm actually gonna use a fillet knife because I find it works a little bit easier than anything else, but you wanna make sure that you cut inside of the chalk line because you want your weapon to fit as tight as possible. Once you have it all cut out, go ahead and stick your weapons and accessories in, make sure it fits and do any trimming, and then on this you're good, but if you wanted to, you could also do an extra layer of Plasti Dip if you wanted. I don't do it for this method usually. All right, one last tip I have is if you are going to use the non-pick and pluck foam, so a solid sheet, it is gonna be a lot tighter and you want it to be tighter to hold your weapons. However, I would create a little hole right beside each one of your accessories or your weapon that basically you can use your finger to pull that accessory or your weapon out with so you're not fighting against the very stiff foam. All right, guys, there you go, a few tips and tricks to get your case ready to safely and securely carry your firearm. I want to know, do you have any other tips for cutting foam? If so, let us know in the comments below, and then make sure you head to Rated Red's YouTube channel and hit subscribe. From the cabin, I'm Luke Williams.